This episode is partially brought to you by the Humble Choice program. Did you know Humble Bundle has a great monthly subscription service that lets you get a ton of video games every single month? That's right, from plans range from $5 to $20 a month, you get a hold of a bunch of free games they have available to you. And you could use our code down in the description below to go and sign up. It would help our podcast and help you see what great games are available for you this month.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 41 of the SWW Show. I guess, is this the first or the second of our kind of new adventure into...
So, fuck, I actually don't know. Now that you're saying that.
Into the real world of
the real,
being
okay,
business owners.
First off, real world is a relative term because first off, none of that stuff is out yet. So technically, it's not the real world yet. It's real close to the real world. This is like the no clip we always make fun of because like David White does this for like 3 months. And I feel like we're turning into this very quickly. But yes. We are now business owners. Me and AJ here are wearing suits. My suit has a nice polka dot tie on it, because I'm a business owner, but I want to keep it a bit casual for the people under us. They understand that like I'm a fun boss, not a serious boss. But at the same time, any good business owner, I have a 19-year-old secretary named Sheila.
My suit is, so I don't have suit pants. I have Euro, like, the khaki Euro shorts that are like 2 inches above the knee.
Oh, snaps. Like, I think that's the like 10-inch inseams.
Well, mine would have to be a little longer than that. But yeah, it's that idea. So I have khaki those because my legs are about the size of 50-year-old trees. And why wouldn't I want to show those off?
Damn right.
I have a Hawaiian, like, polyester shirt on that I definitely got at, like, a sunglass hut while we were on vacation.
Oh, and you have that picture of, like, you drinking, like, something from there, like, on the wall?
Well, I've got, like, the top 3 buttons undone so you can just see my cheeseburger meat, hamburger meat coming out. And then I've got just, like, the trashiest, like, standard black sport coat over that.
Oh, snap. So it's like that look where it's like whenever you see like a game CEO on stage where it's like they look business professional, but they're wearing a comically funny video game shirt under the suit jacket.
The only difference is it's not a joke. It's just I show up and people are just like, yep, yeah. Meanwhile, I've got, like off-white Jordan 1s on just to flex on everyone.
But, like, somehow they're always brand new because you have your secretary buy a new pair every time.
Yeah, I just run through StockX, just like...
Like, you just have the notifications on, you have auto buy going.
Just dead stock, just all the dead stock, just...
comes to you. They don't even post anymore, they just email you directly.
Well, now that Virgil's dead, I don't think there's going to be much off-white stuff.
Yeah, we are adults now.
Yeah.
I have my big boy diaper on. We're good to go.
I'm free-balling it in a pair of gym shorts.
Hey, I want to point out, it is spring here in the Midwest, so that is why it is acceptable. It broke 60 today. I think it might have almost broke 70. We were fucking screaming like small children.
I was going to say, it was forecasted to be like 67 here, so...
Yeah, I think we might have, like, maybe broke 70 or, like, real close. It was, like, one of those.
I bet if you were in the city, it broke 70.
I was going to say the opposite, because the city have come with the wind.
Well, but cities in general just retain heat.
Yeah. So, but the Chicago, because of the lake, it's, like, a hit or miss.
Yeah. Well, and, like, think about walking on the street of Chicago, like, midday.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting sunburn because of the windows on the buildings.
Yeah.
So it was probably over 70 if you were down on street level.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, probably like mid 60s, kind of towards the top of the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the ice cream shop, 2 blocks from me, had a line that was, I'd say, a solid block long. But okay, so granted, this ice cream shop is like a block and a half from a school, and when I was driving by, it was like, I don't know, 4:30, 5 o'clock. So like, kids are getting out of school and then going to the ice cream shop. I was like, good Lord, people. Meanwhile, I've got 2 things of ice cream in the back of my car because I just got groceries. Because it was 2 for $7. So.
What do you mean by 2 for $7? What do you mean by that?
2 things for $7.
Oh.
Of Hudsonville ice cream.
See, this seems okay.
So, the Gucci ice cream.
The Gucci ice cream. You don't have Gucci ice cream? You don't have ice cream with the nice G embroidered on it in gold?
The Hudsonville ice cream may as well be Gucci ice cream.
See, our Gucci ice cream is brought to you by who we call lovingly the Milk Dud around here, Oberweis.
Yeah.
Do you know why? This is a good Chicago trivia. Do people know why we call him the Milk Dud, the owner of Jim Oberweis?
So, the Milk Dud?
That his nickname is the Milk Dud.
Did he try to make it in the dairy business and failed?
No, Oberweis is actually a pretty big thing. This man has ran for office in Illinois like 10 times and can only end up at like state senate level. He's lost at House races, Senate races, state senate races, governor races. So Milk Dud because his campaign's all done out.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta. Sometimes when you have just money, like, see, that's the problem, right? Like, I'm sure he's in a position where like he's wealthy enough to do whatever he wants, but he's not to the level of like his third home is a $40 million ranch in Teton Village. Like that level of wealthy, which that level of wealthy is just absurd. Like, that's when you don't have to worry about anything. That's like Gates and the if you go down the Forbes list, I'm sure most of them have a place in Jackson Hole.
So to clarify, I have the list of everything. So Jim Oberweis, who I can't find his net worth because we average about $1 million a year as an income. He has made it in the Illinois State Senate. I apologize. He has lost a House race. He was the candidate in 2014 where he lost as senator. He was a candidate for the Republican Treasury.
So hold on, wait a minute. How do you spell his last name? Is it Ober, O-B-E-R?
And then W-E-I-S.
So this dude's like a Polish-German, like, ultra-white.
Oh, look his picture up. It's Jim Oberweis. You're going to find the whitest man you've ever seen.
Former member of the Illinois Senate, is what it says.
Any good rich person in Illinois, he went to both the U of I and he went to University of Chicago.
I mean, like, he's just a typical, like, I don't know, kind of rich. Like, he looks like what a, like, geriatric Midwesterner would look like.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, just stereotypical, like, he is the stereotype for, hey, we need somebody that's, like, in their 70s or 80s, and you're trying to, like, okay, what does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
Jim Oberweis.
Jim Oberweis. But yes, we are here. This is now the Milk Dud cast. We're here to review all of your favorite Milk Duds. We have the milk chocolate version of the Milk Dud, and that's really it, because it's the Milk Dud, so it can't be anything else. Thank you. On next episode of Milk Duds, we will be, I think we're out of episodes. Never mind. Have a good day, everyone.
There's only one type of Milk Dud.
Only one type of Milk Dud.
We don't acknowledge those weird European Milk Duds.
Okay, first off, we don't acknowledge Europeans here. I want to point this out. Europe, you're not really a real place.
We acknowledge Europeans, but only if they're in the Alps.
See, but hear me out, though, okay? I'm just going to say it. Europe, Asia, you claim to be two separate places. You're really one big land. You're Eurasia. We don't recognize the Europeans or the Asians in this way.
There is a divide. in Constantinople, like the river. But yeah, they are connected through Russia.
It's kind of like the South North America shit. We're all America. Just accept it. Be American.
There's the Darien Gap. That's a clean line.
Is that a clean line? So we accept clean lines here. This river bullshit doesn't sound like a clean line. I'm just saying.
I'll put it to you this way: you cannot drive from North America to South America.
But I can drive from Europe to Asia.
Yeah,
it's called Russia.
Yep. Or you could do bridges. Like, you can literally not drive. There's no bridge across the Darien. So there is literally no way to drive Pan American.
Also, on a map, if it wasn't labeled, you could tell where other continents divide, even if they look connected. That one looks like one big continent.
Eurasia, yeah.
So I'm just saying, all of you need to sit down and recognize it.
If we're including land masses that are connected by nature, like, okay, here's the example. Africa is connected to Eurasia.
Okay.
The Suez is artificial. Right, so that's one landmass. So really there's only what? North America, South America, whatever the fuck you want to call Eurasia, Africa. And then Australia. There's only 4 continents. I think we figured out global policy.
Crisis. Yeah, this is global policy. We are now your leaders. Please bow next time you see us. Thank you. Now moving on to the show. It's 2022 bullshit. Show notes.
Like, hey, we have nothing for this show. Let's make a 10-minute intro that's just jack shit.
I'm sorry. Do you want to restart? That's fine. Restart the show. AJ, you have audio to play. Cut us to the audio, please. I'm waiting. I want to hear the song.
So, pre-show, I played Mike Richard Cheese's My Neck, My Back, which, if you don't know who Richard Cheese is, Mike, describe Richard Cheese. So you've heard like 35, 40 seconds of My Neck, My Back.
Right.
How would you describe Richard Cheese?
Fuck. I'm trying to think of a way to say it without insulting other people. I'm going to say it, and I'm about to say it's going to even be funnier. He's like an off-brand Cisco, which is already not a big name.
I would say he's a jazz singer.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just does straight up covers of, like, he does jazz versions of hip hop songs. Like, it's not like Weird Al or like what's the
Lonely Island? Box one.
No, it's like what is it called?
You're not thinking the New Zealand
Postmodern Jukebox. I think that's what it's called. They're on YouTube. They do like big band covers of, like, they've done like Rage Against the Machine and stuff like that. But yeah, he is like just straight cover, like no censoring, no nothing. And yeah, so I played him that, and that will be our speed run to find out how fast we can get a Twitch channel banned.
Let's see, this seems like good ideas.
You know what else is a good idea?
What's a good idea?
Just getting on with the show.
Good idea. So let's jump right into it. What have we played? Because the SWW Show, we talk about our bullshit. AJ, why the hell are you going back to the 2015 classic of Metal Gear Solid 5?
You know, this game might still be one of the greatest games ever made.
Were you just bored on a Tuesday night?
No, so it was, I remembered they released that, like, Ultimate Edition or whatever, last year or 2 years ago. I was like, you know what? Like, I just wanted something to just, like, relax to.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the Ghost Recon games are just too slow. Like, it's okay, you land in, and then god damn, somebody found the base button. Anyway, um like Breakpoint was like, it was just so slow to do anything. Because spawn points were so few and far between. So you had to take a vehicle everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're just like, okay. Like, it's 20 minutes to get to your objective. And then, like, I don't know, those games try to be the Metal Gear Solid games. You know what I mean? Like, they want to have that, like, those systems in it, but they just don't seem to have them, or they just don't click the same way. Like, I was playing a lot of the Afghanistan map, and so the weather event there is sandstorms, and so then nobody can see you, and obviously you can't see anyone. So you need to use either your scanner to tag people before the sandstorm, or you can use the sonar that your hand can generate. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff there. So I was just playing through that again, just doing like side missions and stuff like that. I'm not going to go back into the game itself. Yeah, that was a lot of what I played.
Nice. So are you doing the disarming of the nuke, or is that beyond?
Oh, that happened like 3 years ago or something like that.
Right, but I don't know. Can you still do yours? Because I don't know. Now that you've rejoined, when there be a new nuke?
So like, I can make them. I have the resources to make them. They just take like 5 days to make. It was funny though, because I thought for sure, like, when I loaded that game up, it was going to play that cutscene. But it waited until I completed a side quest, a side mission, to like progress in the quote unquote story. And then I was like, boss, come back to base. And then it played the cutscene. Yeah, I mean, that game is still one of my favorite games.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like, because it's up there with like Red Dead 2 in terms of it has systems that no other game has. And for good reason, because like, developers know if they tried to implement some of these systems that they have in these games, they just fail. So they're just like, you know what? We just don't have it. So. Yeah.
No,
and then, I mean, obviously we've been streaming PUBG and stuff like that. So
I was about to say, yeah, I do some PUBG. PUBG is just normal PUBG-ish nonsense. I bet you we'll probably do another week or two streams on it. And then we started discussing our new games. We have no clue yet, but
Ready or Not. Have you
So I
seen
wanna
any
know-
of that?
no, I've not.
Do you remember the SWAT games?
I don't think so. Should I?
I mean, they were very much in like if you were into Arma and Arma 2, like, you would have been into
okay.
the SWAT games. Like, they were that, they were along those lines of like uber realistic. Ready or Not is kind of the like, not quite sequel, but like, and not even really spiritual successor, because I think a lot of the people that worked on those SWAT games are part of this. So it's like a lot of the same crew are in it, and it's very like, it's one of those games where in order to actually get through it, like, you need to be paying attention, you need to be tactical, you need to be, like, you can't really screw around with it, because otherwise the people are just going to gun you down. So It looks really cool. But yeah, that one might be. I don't know. I like the look of it, but I just don't know stream wise. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
because like, okay, like you and I, we could do it, and then the AI are pretty capable. But like, if we throw Corey in there,
Right.
like, I just don't know if. I mean, I know he can be that tactical type, but I also know he likes to just screw around when we do stuff. So, and I have no problem with that. It's just I don't know if that game is a good stream game for us. Yeah.
Right. No, we definitely gotta. I've been trying to wrap my head. I feel like if we could find another, Battle Royale or something, like one of those kind of like, oh, we could screw around or take it serious, and it doesn't matter round type games. I feel like is what we like would be best at. Like, I don't want to do like Call of Duty because me and Corey played a bunch, and like I almost feel like PUBG is more fun to stream because it is a little like not more realistic, but it is, so just kind of a different experience.
Yeah.
So
Crossfire X.
Let's
get the Boogeyman.
What does it have? 100 active players right now?
Crossfire? No, Crossfire is huge.
Oh, okay. What's the one? God, there was another game just launched, and it was like some stupid low player count. I'm trying to. I think it was like Square or Ubisoft. One of them just released a game, and I was like, it's sad.
Battlefield 2042.
Well, that too. That was not what I was going at, but yeah.
Speaking of old games,
Mm-hmm.
why are you still playing Guardians?
Because I was like, oh my god. What is your problem with the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Bruce.
Oh no. Not this again. Not this again.
Alfred, I'm Batman. So I found an easier way to do that.
Okay.
So before, when it was destroying my voice, I was keeping my teeth apart and like kind of like gritting through my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, if I keep my teeth together, it sounds like this, and it's actually really easy on my voice.
Fine.
And then I can just go, Bruce Wayne. I'm Batman.
And on that note, let's jump into the next spot. Yeah, because I'm still playing Guardians. It's Guardians. People know what it is. Let's jump into what we have seen.
Yeah, I feel like we can blow past that one. Like,
yeah, it's Guardians.
Like
I
said,
think I've said
like,
one of the like it's not. My opinion of it's not amazing. It's not bad. If you kind of miss that like linear third person action, like especially that PS3 era of games, like it's totally one of those. Which again, not a bad thing, but it's not like a groundbreaking game either.
It's not Metal Gear Solid 5.
Right, like Metal Gear Solid 5 when it came out. Like if these two games came out head to head, no one would talk about Guardians. Like no one talks about Mad Max. Like it's like kind of like how that was like a game out of its time, but it was totally
reality. Like Mad Max is a fun game.
Right, and again, Mad Max is a game that it didn't go against Metal Gear Solid 5. It might have a sequel right now because
it would have
Metal Gear just sucked the action out of the room.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe success-wise they would give it a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like with how much development hell the Furiosa movie has been going through, I feel like they would want to tie it to that. And it would make me wonder if they would get into a situation where, like, who had a tie-in game that was just like, screw it, we're releasing?
Fast and Furious?
Yes. Yeah, Fast and Furious had that Crossroads game or whatever it's called. And
God,
it was supposed to, like, it wasn't like a direct tie-in to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But they wanted to release alongside of it. Because why not, right? Like, you want the extra publicity. And then they delayed F9, and whoever made that abomination of a game was just like, you know what? We're just going to release this game.
I remember, that was like the one more thing at the Game Awards when that game was announced.
Which, if that game...
Okay, but we saw the trailers and knew it wasn't going to be good. Like, it wasn't like, we were like, oh, it's going to be good. They walked out and we went, oh, no.
Like, I think the Fast and Furious franchise is pretty much dead at this point. I know they're going to do at least one more.
It's 2 more, I think. I thought it was 10 and 11 they've left, but I could be wrong. I thought they've announced the rest of the series, but I thought it was 10 and 11.
Yeah. If the game had come out alongside the movie, I think they wouldn't have made 10 or 11. Like, I think it was that bad that, like, it just...
No, but you're forgetting. They made 2 of those games. They made a sequel to the game.
Yeah.
Like, it was a...
I can guarantee you the sequel was, like, oh shit, let's release something with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they just cobbled together, like, whatever they had.
I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. Like, yeah, I'm just letting it go. I'm letting it go. But yeah, let's talk about what we've seen. I put down the Batman. We've both seen it. I actually want to talk about the one we've both seen here that didn't expect us to both have been watching recently.
Thank you, HBO.
Which is, see, I paid for it in a hotel and on demand, so don't want to talk about that.
You never pay for entertainment in a hotel unless it's pornography. We've gone over this, Mike.
Okay, it was raining in Madison. My girlfriend and I wanted to watch a movie, and the cable had like 3 channels.
You know what you do in that situation?
What do you do?
You just throw on like QVC, and you just tempo to that. You just tempo to that.
Oh yes, it's totally worth $3.99 plus shipping and handling. Oh yes,
you gotta be staring at that screen, just like.
Wait, I still have the screen while I'm happening too.
Well, yeah, because you need the timer. You got to figure out your tempo, man.
See, I assumed I was using the tempo of just like how whoever the host is at the time.
Well, yeah. So I mean, obviously, like you can use that as an audible tempo.
Like it'd be like
if you're listening to music. Obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Like the beats go.
With the timer, you can be like, okay, 30 more seconds here. Okay, next position.
And yeah, I was gonna say and flip.
Yep. Yeah, you need that timer so you know.
You know what is and like when you go to commercial break, that's when it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, you got however long that segment is, but that segment could be a minute. That segment could be 10 minutes.
Because the worst case you have is if all of a sudden like you cut a commercial break and it's like some sort of insane intense commercial. Like I don't got that in me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that ain't happening.
Yeah, and then yep, you just go.
So yeah, I paid. I think it was $14.99 to watch this film. I want to point out.
$15 to see this movie.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
I pay for HBO and I don't even think that was worth it. Like, I'm glad this movie was on HBO, because otherwise I would have not seen this.
So I want to point out, I really liked the first 2 Kingsman films. I think they're great films. I think they're very unique films. I think the styling in films is really cool.
The first one was such a...
It was such a shock.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, breath of fresh air, but yeah, it was a shock of...
I think the first one is if James Bond was made in modern times by modern directors.
No, it's if James Bond could be rated R.
Sure, but also it's a modern take on it at the same time. Like I think compared to like obviously it's during the Craig era, so like the Bond films were still good, but like it felt like what if we just shoved it into modern times, but it's still a lot of the same feel.
Well, think about like if they took Casino, made it R rated, like
Casino is R rated.
No, it isn't.
There's no fucking way Casino's PG-13.
It's not R rated. There's never been an R rated Bond movie.
Oh, you mean Casino Royale?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I think I'm a Casino, like the Scorsese announced.
No,
I'm like,
sorry.
buddy, there is no way.
We were just talking about Bond movies. So it's,
yeah, that's true. But like honestly, I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah, no. Like if Casino Royale was R, we'd have at least one sex scene in it.
Oh yeah, like that sex scene at the end of Kingsman is 100% a sex scene you'd have in a Bond film if you could.
Yeah.
We do it in the butt now?
Some of the fighting would be way more just like Bond would be fed up, kind of like he does in like No Way to Die or No Time to Die, where he just like screw this like and just puts a round in somebody. But like we would see actual stuff happen, not just gun goes off, guy drops. So
But yeah, The Kingsman is
The
a prequel.
Man, not the
I'm sorry,
Kingsman.
Kingsman is a prequel.
Because they stylize it, so that's
I know that, yeah.
Such a stupid style. Like, I understand why they did it, right? Like, the whole idea of, you know, we got to come up with why we call it the Kingsman and, you know, stuff like that. But it's like, come on, guys.
Okay, but let's just talk about the film, right? So, I'm going to say light to mild spoilers, like skip the next 5-10 minutes if you don't want to hear about anything about it. Because I got some venting I need to do about this film, okay? First off.
Also, this movie's what, like a year old, so
yeah, you go shove it. So what I don't so this film, so me and Corey actually got in a fight about this because he thinks it fades Star Wars. This film, if you didn't tell me style wise, he thinks it's the same as Kingsman. I'm like, it is not. This film, if it didn't kept using the word Kingsman like 50 times, there would be, and you didn't have the same, like, some of the same areas that eventually become those locations, I would not believe that this film was in the same universe.
Yeah, it almost feels like, oh, we're trying to rip off Kingsman.
It's, like, my issue is, also, like, I gotta talk about this. So Rasputin was the big baddie in all the trailers. This man is killed like 40 minutes in this film.
Yeah. It was longer than that, but yeah.
Okay, but like also like the big twist was there was a guy you meet early in the film. We met the guy earlier in the film for like 2 minutes, so I had to look and be like, who the fuck?
Oh yeah, when they show like, oh, this guy was the baddie, and you're like, who the fuck's that guy? And then even once they show who, like, that's how bad they like handled the character. They had to show you, like, step by step. They had to walk you through everything. And I was still like, who is this guy?
Right? And he's like, because I'm Scottish. And you're like, oh, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, like whoop-de-fucking-do. Like, go blow another sheep or something like that. I don't know. Like, yeah, this movie can blow sheep. Like, it's not even fun. Like, the first Kingsman is a fun, just like, want to hang out and watch a movie.
Yeah, like I watched it actually a couple weeks ago just to like, I wanted to like clear my head of that. And I'm like, this is totally different. Like, it's like obviously part of it is like you're still setting up the foundation and stuff. Okay, and it's setting it someone of a time. But like yeah, we talk about the villain here wasn't great. Like, my issue was like with Ralph Fiennes, like it was sad when his kid died and all of that stuff, but like it also all felt very avoidable and like how immediate like his kid was just killed in action. Like it's like all of just this felt like rushed or it felt like it didn't make sense. Like it was totally, I think, disjointed. Like, was it the same director even? Because like, it didn't feel like it. It did not feel like Matthew Vaughn.
If it was a Vaughn movie, that's sad.
It was a Vaughn movie.
Oh dear God!
Like, I don't understand.
I wonder. Like, I honestly wonder if this movie got killed by editing. Like, if it just lost that Vaughn style. Because also, this movie got delayed like 3 or 4 times.
Sure, but this one was done. Like, this was not not done. This was like just sitting in the can.
I can guarantee you, as soon as they started announcing, oh, we're going to delay until we can have people come back to theaters, producers are going back to every movie that got delayed and going like, okay, where can we cut runtime? Where can we do this or that? Because they want to obviously show as many as they can. So, I guarantee you, like, editing stuff happened to all of these movies.
Sure, but I didn't hear any, like, we heard stories it was, like, a major. Like, if they came back and spent $10 million, it was a known thing. I didn't hear any stories about that for this film.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, this could have been, like, an editor was bored during COVID and had no work. Like, that's what it sounded like if we had this in this versus, like, a massive Hollywood reshoot or anything.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a reshoot. It definitely felt like they had a movie in the can, and some executive producer or some studio head watched it and was like, yeah, but what if we did this?
Like, what I don't
Well,
understand is, too, so, like, in this film, like, Lennon wasn't the big bad, but he became, like, part of it, obviously, and they kind of showed it. That, to me, felt like a much better story if, like, Rasputin somehow led to Lennon. Would make way more sense than the weird Scottish guy we meet for 5 minutes.
yeah. Like, they set up such a cool idea, right, of, like, the three brothers or the three cousins, whatever they were.
Right, that was totally a cool concept. Like, make them kind of, like, do, like, all of that. Or, like, actually, I actually think the sex tape with Woodrow Wilson actually was, like, some of those stats I actually think weren't horrible. I just think they weren't fleshed out, and we fleshed out stuff that we didn't care about.
Yeah.
And, like, also then you end it with, like, teasing Hitler, which, I don't know, just didn't make sense to me, because, like, if you think about timeline, like, all of this, like...
Yeah, nothing in this movie makes sense.
Like,
which
and
is
also
sad because, like, this is probably the end of that franchise.
And I have one last question before I let us get off this topic. How did they get off the cliff?
Yeah, they never do cover that, do they?
And, like, to me, I feel like you just would spend 2 seconds for them to find parachutes or something, right? Like just the way they made a whole point of showing that thing, and then the one elevator is broken. Like, you could at least given me something to play with here. Like, oh, here's a cool new tech we invented, the parachute. Like, you could have done something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they already show that parachutes existed.
Okay.
That's how we got down there, but...
But the point is, they'll, like, show... Like, just do some level of show me.
Yeah.
Because, like, that is something, like, you made such a point, and then they're just okay. Yeah. And, like, it's not even, like, it's close enough where you're like, oh, I can logically reason how they got down. Looking at that in the story they set up...
Yeah, they set it up like it's a 1,000-foot drop.
Right.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Let's do the next thing. You've been watching The Mayor of Kingstown?
Yep, I'm through 8 of 10 episodes so far.
So what is this show about?
This is a continuation of the Sheridan-verse.
Of Ed Sheridan?
No, Taylor Sheridan, who was one of the writers of Sicario.
Okay.
And Hell or High Water. And he's a writer and executive producer for Yellowstone, 1883, and then the show. The Paramount shows, so 1883 and Mayor of Kingstown.
Mm-hmm.
A Paramount exec said that they have a Taylor Sheridan universe. So they operate in the same world. And you can deduce that because 1883 is a prequel to Yellowstone, that Yellowstone is in the Sheridan verse. So, which I think we've brought this up before. To watch 1883 and Yellowstone, you need 2 different streaming services.
Wait, yeah, let's talk, some of the stuff it is surprising of.
Now, granted, they're only $5, but that's ad-supported ones. So you're spending $10 a month to watch 2 shows with ads.
Mm-hmm.
And for $15 a month, you can get HBO Max. Like, you know, some of these streaming services are shooting themselves in the foot with the way that they're handling them.
Which we're going to get to. We're already starting to see some level of natural mergers happening in this space, and I'll be curious. I have some other thoughts, kind of. I'll be curious kind of see what changes over the next couple of years in this space.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you're enjoying the show at least?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. If you liked Yellowstone, or if you liked any of Sheridan's previous work, this definitely has that feel of, like, it's a lot of the mundane.
Okay.
Right, like, if you remember back to Sicario, like, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that movie where it's just mundane, just driving somewhere.
Which I think something you really like is, like, the cinematography, but yeah, it's from a plot. It's super, like, slow.
Yeah, the cinematography for Sicario is honestly the reason that I love watching that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because they did some really cool stuff, including using an IR camera, which I thought was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The idea behind it. Yeah, I mean, Sheridan writes stuff that's real life and is actually like real life. You know, like the characters are obviously like kind of super real,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like the main character in this is, you know, kind of a fixer in a small town.
Mm-hmm.
And they call him the mayor because, you know, he effectively runs the town even though he's not the real mayor. So, you know, there's situations like that where it's like, okay, this is a little fantastical, right? Like, you know, okay, yes, sure, there's small towns that operate like this, but they're way smaller than what Kingstown is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. I have also the one I want to talk about next is the Adam Project. Are you familiar with this film?
Oh, this is that Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yeah, it's the Ryan Reynolds. It's wow, I could keep it the Mark Hulk, the Hulk. Why can't I think of his name? Ruffalo.
Mark grab a bag of Ruffalos.
Yeah, that's him. So yeah, it is them. So it's I think it's a really fun film that I think touches on time travel in a very like fun, like kind of campy but kind of like serious way. And especially like the thing people are talking about is it like gets some sort of dynamic of like a like because I think there's some like the director had just recently lost his mother or something because like it gets that dynamic of like as you get older, kind of like looking back on how like your teenage years and stuff. And I think it's very interesting how it like understands that dynamic really well.
Yeah, I mean, like my opinion of stuff like that, right? Like, you know, who else did it? It's gonna bug me now because I can picture it. Like those shows, those movies that are like, oh, look back on your teenage years, like, you know, they were so much better than you think. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the problem I have with those is like, it's it's weird, right? Because if your target audience are teenagers and like 20 somethings,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole thing is like, oh, look back, those years were so great, and like it's a tough thing to connect to.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think this one somehow hit that the sweet spot of if you see a lot of people who are talking about it is like adults and kind of like it's kind of like looking back and it's hitting it, but it's still fun enough for it to be a kids film at the same time. Like I think this film actually strikes that really nice balance of like it's all cringy at spots because of course it is, but like it's that natural type of cringy to kids film versus like I want to turn it off because it's cringy.
Well, it's cringe because it's Netflix.
Right.
Netflix
But like
knows
for
that
Netflix,
cringe.
I actually think for Netflix it's surprisingly a good budget. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, was this the one that was like the most expensive movie they ever made? And then they were like, "Oh shit, let's make Red Notice or whatever that movie was called."
Oh, maybe.
I want to say like it was one of the Ryan Reynolds projects. Like it set the record for Netflix budgets, which is kind of sad when you think about like when I heard the number that they said for the movie,
Mhm.
whatever one set the record. I was like, that doesn't seem like a lot.
I also think what's interesting about this one though specifically is that because of the success of this film, it is having the director. I don't think I wrote it down in this news program now. It's having the director. That director is that team of Ryan Reynolds, and that director is gonna do Deadpool 3. And this is also the director who did Free Guy, by the way. I don't know, kind of. So like him and Ryan Reynolds have like started to have this rapport,
Yeah.
which I think that's part of it. Is I bet you by now they know like. Because we all know, if you like Ryan Reynolds, you like Ryan Reynolds comedy, whether he's doing adult comedy or kid comedy or whatever. But if you don't like Ryan Reynolds, you don't like Ryan Reynolds. I think it might be another one of these two.
I'm in that weird camp of I like Ryan Reynolds is funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stand Ryan Reynolds.
Well, I really like Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, yeah.
like, I can laugh and enjoy like Deadpool, right? Like perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes and does Hitman's Bodyguard. And it's like, dude, I cannot stand you in this movie. Because it's Ryan Reynolds. It's not a character.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, hilarious. Ryan Reynolds as Ryan Reynolds, which I think a lot of his roles are like a lot of his roles now are, oh, they saw the success of Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just gonna write him as that character.
Which, like, I argue legitimately is I think Ryan Reynolds has always been playing the character Deadpool. They just haven't cast him Deadpool until recent time.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you look back around on his work, he has always been the same character. It's just Deadpool was that character, which is why he was perfect for it.
Yeah, I think
Like,
also
in
there were
Green Lantern, Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool.
Yeah. There's some other actors that are like that. Like, they have been cast as themselves pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just not a huge fan of that because, like, okay, you can do it once. And it can be kind of funny or interesting. But by the third time that they do it,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, this is just getting old. Like, I am genuinely looking forward to the Nick Cage movie.
Yeah, which is going to be Movie Club this month.
Because I am excited to see what he does.
Mm-hmm.
If this was a Ryan Reynolds movie, I would be like, no, we're not watching this. Because, like, Nick Cage doesn't get cast as himself.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up playing the role as himself.
Mm-hmm.
But the role isn't meant to be, oh, we're just casting Nick Cage and then we're going to put him in a costume.
Mm-hmm. No, that makes sense. Let's see anything else. The only other thing on here that I want to just briefly touch on is I watched Boys Diabolical, which I think we've touched on. I like Boys. I don't remember if AJ has watched it or loved it or whatever.
All right, there's our clip for the Patreon video.
What?
Mike saying, I like Boys.
Oh, fuck. We didn't need to do that. But yeah, I think it's fun. It's a bunch of vignette shorts that are just set in the world of The Boys. If you like The Boys, I think it's a fun animated thing. What's really fun is each of the episodes is written by a different either writer or comedian or whatever. So like
I do remember seeing that.
Yeah, like I think it's a cool thing. They're definitely not great episodes, but I think they're just fun episodes too. So I think it's worth checking out. Like, no episode's is longer than 15 minutes, so like it's not like you'll be stuck there for an hour to determine if you like this thing or not. Yeah. So I think it's cool. But yeah, jumping to other stuff. Let us start with some news. I'm just going to bring it up and we could jump right past it, AJ. God of War TV show is apparently happening.
Of course it is.
That's it. The only one that I like is, from a rumor point of view, is The Rock said last year he was working on something. If Rock is Kratos, I think that could be the only actor that might be okay.
No. He's another one. He is another one.
Really?
That just... He's Ryan Reynolds to me. Like, they cast him as The Rock. You want actual Kratos? Keep it in the wrestling world. You know exactly who I'm about to say.
You're not about to say Vin Diesel.
No.
Dave Bautista?
Wrestling world. Vin Diesel's never a wrestler.
Who am I thinking? Who?
Like, just guy that could absolutely play this role. Play the role right. Nail the look. Brock fucking Lesnar.
Oh my god.
Because that dude is a legitimate Viking. Like, I guess it depends, right? Like, if you're setting it and the God of War reboot, perfect for that. If you're setting it in original God of War, which I think you avoid at this point, because everybody knows the new God of War.
Mm-hmm.
I think you avoid all the old stuff.
No, like I'm assuming this is new God of War because if this is old God of War,
well, also like okay, so you're gonna get The Rock to whitewash him and then paint a red.
So the only thing I was gonna say though, is I believe God of War has actually always been an African American voice actor.
Yeah, it has.
That's that, but like I understand he's been a physical white character, but he's always been an African American actor. Yeah. I thought.
As far as I know, the voice actor has always been a non-white actor at the very least.
It's at least been non-white. I'm pretty sure it's always been African American, but you're correct. It's at least non-white.
Yeah.
So that's why in my head I'm assuming they're going to go for that, also saying it's a non-white character just because of that.
I don't know, man. Like, he's got such a look.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Kratos, everybody knows the look of Kratos. It's that stark white with that red giant-ass thing on him.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, at least with, if you had a white actor playing it,
mm-hmm.
you could do some makeup work to make the scar, right, seem more realistic, if you will, versus, I mean, yeah, if you're just going to go full, just, okay, we're just going to whitewash this person no matter what, like, okay, yeah, use The Rock. Or Alan Richardson wouldn't be bad.
I need to look up who that is to make sure I agree.
Reacher from Reacher.
Reacher.
Yeah, Jack Reacher from Reacher. Or Alex Skarsgård.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with his new Northman movie. Like, dude can obviously get into shape. The only problem is, like, Kratos kind of needs to be just bulk.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and, like, Skarsgård is absolutely ripped, but it's much more of a practical look.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, he is practically strong.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, The Rock is not practically strong.
Mm-hmm.
He's just bulk. Like,
right, no, I get what you're saying.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they end up casting. I really hope they just don't go the easy way out. Which, with it being a Prime thing, they're so hit and miss with their casting in terms of, like, nailing
like, if this was
it.
so, like, we've been seeing some Sony stuff with HBO or whatever. If this is HBO, I actually might trust it a lot more.
Yeah. Like
Pedro
Pascal is the perfect casting for Joel.
Like, that's the type of stuff where I've been like, it's been feeling like it's been acceptable.
Yeah. This one I worry about.
And doesn't mean it won't be good either. It just means I worry about it.
Yeah.
And I'll be very curious to see where we end up with this. But yeah, next film thing. We're gonna go this quick one. DC just fucked up their entire schedule, and I don't understand what's happening in DC land. Basically, if you're curious about the DC Extended Universe, whatever the hell they currently call it, what's going on there basically is they shifted a bunch of every movie that's basically been announced. They shifted the release date. But what I don't understand in this lineup is they brought basically Shazam and Black Adam up to this year, and they pushed Flash back an entire year. Which I don't understand what's going on, because in my head, Flash felt like their big thing, and it feels like obviously their big reset as part of it. So I'm very curious and concerned what is going on there.
If Flashpoint is your reset.
And, like, it was supposed to come out this year. So, like, what happened that it got pushed back that far, and you brought up, like, Shazam 2 and Black Adam? Like, how was they ready before it?
Here's my thought process. Do you think because they saw the early success of the Batman in terms of, like, critical success, do you think they saw that and were like, shit, we need to have him in this?
But the rumor is that Batman's Keaton. I thought that's like rumor slash confirmed.
That's always been the rumor. But do you think they're going to do something like
bring them both?
They want Vengeance Batman in this.
See, hear me out. What you would in my head, what you would do is you bring back Keaton somehow, and then Keaton somehow hands the reins to the Pattinson's Batman.
Yeah,
that'd be in my head. If you want to talk about that perfect way to do it. That would be what I would do there.
I know the word you were going for there, but it sounded like you said pervert.
That's not the word I was going for.
I know.
What?
I was just calling it out because somebody listening to this is going to think the same thing.
Yeah, that was not what I meant to say. If you heard the word pervert, it was an accident. I did not say pervert.
Speaking of perverts.
Go on.
HBO Max, which is home to Euphoria.
That's funny where that sentence is going. Go
on. Is merging with Discovery Plus. Could have seen this coming a mile away.
Sure, but I find it interesting because this is the first time we're seeing something like emerging like this happening. And the thing that I'm very curious about is so the reason I want to talk about this one is the other one I want to talk about is Hulu still fucking exists.
Hulu?
And Disney at this point is allowing R-rated stuff on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I feel like Hulu is going to be kind of phased out.
Because once Disney opened that bandwagon of R-rated stuff...
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like... So here's my thought process, right? Disney made that move because they saw this happening. Like, they saw, okay, Warner Discovery is going to merge Discovery Plus and HBO Max into this mega service. It's probably just going to be called HBO Max. Because, as far as I know, that was the bigger platform. Some shit in a truck. Let's see, they had... HBO ended with a combined 74 million global subscribers compared to 22 million for Discovery. So I have a feeling they've already been merging everything into HBO Max. So I would just imagine that they just keep HBO Max name and go with it, pretty much.
Like, I'm assuming it's HBO Max and it's being brought in the fold, but I just find it interesting because I think, is this the first time we're seeing services like this merge? Like, we've seen the renaming of, like, Paramount Plus used to be whatever the hell it was before this.
CBS
like,
All Access, yeah.
Right, but we've seen that, but, like, this first, like, merging of two separate services, I feel like.
In the modern era, yeah.
Yeah, like, sure, there might have been, like, 10 years ago, but I mean, like, in the last couple years.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, Disney sees this happening, obviously, because they're privy to everything.
Or they find, if anything, they heard rumors and then they wasn't confirmed to everyone else did, but they probably heard of rumors of this at least.
And they're like, well, shit, we're so far behind, right? Like, HBO Max and Discovery Plus were already kind of on the same level in terms of what they're willing to show. Obviously, HBO has the history of HBO and kind of that side of it. But Discovery Plus didn't shy away from stuff either. So, whereas Disney Plus kind of did, it was a soft cap of no R-rated movies on the service. And then, obviously, they had Hulu for that. Well, Disney now sees Discovery and HBO merging, combining that massive library into one. And if the rumors are true, also getting AEW into that fold. And they're like, shit, we need to condense down too.
Yeah, which to me obviously means Hulu should be on the chart, which it should have been when they bought it, but now... Once they've opened that bandwagon, like once they've opened like that treasure trove of being like, we're okay with advanced things, so we added new stuff in Disney Plus for parents, like.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they did that.
So it's not even like, it's not even like the ESPN thing, where sports, I understand being a different beast because sports rights are so expensive.
Yeah.
Fox's rights, most of the Fox rights Disney just owns now. Or whatever rights are on Hulu. The whole point is Hulu at this point is just the random catalog they just weren't putting on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And also, like, it's probably different server infrastructure, it's different password management. Like, the separate infrastructure just has to be more expensive than if you merged it. Even if when you logged into Disney Plus, it's like, are you looking for your Hulu character Disney catalog? Even that process at that point has to be less overhead.
Well, they already have the system for it, right? Like, they have the hubs.
Mm-hmm.
Just put Hulu as a new hub,
mm-hmm.
and that's all the Hulu exclusives.
And if you want to, you could log in at both same time and just mass search them together. But if you want to keep them separate for some reason, just kind of treat it like the hubs.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's certainly weird, but I would expect. See, the problem is all we have left is Peacock and Paramount.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way those are merging. Because that's CBS and NBC. So unless they cut a deal to merge, which they might kind of be heading that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because if ABC Disney is going to be as big as it is, like, they need kind of help from, each other. Basically, they need to make themselves big enough that Disney can't buy them.
Or can't reasonably buy them, at least.
Well, like, if they become one company,
mm-hmm.
Disney can't buy them. Because that would trigger antitrust.
I get what you're saying, okay.
So, potentially that merger, the NBC-CBS, would trigger antitrust.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a better argument to allow NBC Universal and CBS to merge.
Mm-hmm.
There's a better argument for that than there is for Disney to own everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I will be very curious kind of what everything starts to look like then in the next couple of years here.
Speaking of the next couple of years.
Yeah, apparently.
All kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff. The big thing here, so there's a big interview with, I think it's the leader of Hulu, which I didn't realize they had.
The president of 20th Century Studios.
Okay. Which obviously falls on Disney now, but yeah. The big thing here I found interesting is him talking about, as we talk about this whole Hulu thing and we're questioning it, 10 plus movies a year exclusively for Hulu.
Yeah, so here's how they're going to get around that. Hulu is actually really big on documentaries.
Okay.
That's how they're going to get around it. They're just going to pump out documentaries.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man. I just thought it was an interesting story. If you want to check it out, it was on the Hollywood Reporter. If you just find the interview with Steve Asbell, I think you could find it. That was kind of the big stuff there I found interesting. They're talking about like Avatar beyond the service stuff. I just still don't understand Disney's big plan on this, but we will wait and see. But yeah. And now the next thing is, let's jump into video games. The first thing we need to talk about is this big Elden Ring game. We never heard of these types of games, I understand. But the thing I want to talk about is the juggernaut this game has been, first off.
The jugs?
As of the time of recording, this game has sold over 12 million units, which, to put in perspective, it has a chance to track above a Call of Duty this year. Like, that's the level by the time you get to that point in sales. which would be the first time in a decade a game outsold a Call of Duty. And what's wild is it's already the best-selling of FromSoft's games ever.
Yeah,
I'm kind of curious what you think of this, how impressive this juggernaut has been, and as if you thought at all it would be anything near this.
I saw this as a eventual success.
Sure, I saw the eventual success. I didn't think it was going to fail. I want to clarify. I never saw the words it was going to fail, but I did not think it would be this.
I didn't think
every day it's game
fast.
2 or 3 on Twitch.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be this fast.
Mm-hmm.
I totally thought they would reach this number, because I think one of the Dark Souls reached this number.
Dark Souls was 10 million is what it ended up being.
So, you combine that fan base with the train fan base, and, it's inevitable that they would have reached 12 to 15 eventually.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they did it in, under a month.
Under a month. And, you understand, you need to clarify. Very few games, these are numbers that, insanely impressive games, successful games, might not hit 12 million. We're talking about, in a successful AAA game is, that 5 to, maybe 10 million is what you talk about. For, the level of, success.
Yeah, I mean, for a normal studio, right?
Right,
Rockstar
FromSoft
doesn't get
is
out of bed unless they're going to sell 20 million. So.
Sure, but these are those unique cases. We're talking about, if I said generic AAA studio releases a game, it sold 5-10 million, you go, oh, it was a success, I expect a sequel. That's what you kind of talk about from a numbers point of view.
Oh,
you don't expect this type of game to sell 12 million in 35 days.
If you walked into Bohemia Interactive, which is the developers that make Arma, walk up to them and go, those Dark Souls games? Let's go back 10 years to when the first Dark Souls came out. If you walked into Bohemia Interactive, as they're working on Arma 3, which is arguably the most technically impressive piece of software ever released that isn't a recording program, and told them, hey, those Dark Souls games that are super, kind of like your games, no tutorial, super tough, beat down on the player, and they're like, yeah. Yeah, what if I told you in 10 years they're going to sell 12 million in 3 weeks? They'd go, no way. There's no way.
Right, they're that's not happening.
So, yeah, I mean, it is weird to see the... I can't even think of the word. Kind of the unbridled success of this game.
Like the fervor almost behind this game?
Yeah, for a game that is so punishing. Right, this isn't any different from a regular Dark Souls game.
But you understand, friends who, I know who don't buy, insane games are, playing this, and that seems to be the norm.
Yeah, people that have never played a Dark Souls game before don't know any history about Dark Souls are getting Elden Ring and be like, man, this game's really tough, but I'm going to work my way through it. And then you look at them and go, you sweet child. Yeah, I mean, also seeing some of the backlash from butthurt devs.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's
the
the next thing is we have to talk about this. This is
UX
it's so sad
and stuff like that. They're like, I can't believe a game that doesn't do this or that is this successful. Maybe, just maybe, just maybe, people want to play a game like they used to back 15 years ago. Right? That's effectively what Elden Ring is from a UX point of view.
From a UX, there's obviously stuff in there that I would say isn't. From a UX, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, this game is built like a game that you would have played 15 years ago with, dial-up internet, maybe broadband.
Mm-hmm.
No real, super, super specific discussion sites, you know, or even just topics on like GameFAQs or something like that, where people are like, "Oh, dude, check this out!" Like, not 10 million YouTube videos, like, you know, showing every Easter egg like they are now. Like, this game is built like that, like, you know, like a 15-year-old game, but obviously it's, you know, a brand new. Just taking all of that advantage while still looking that old. And for somebody that's responsible for some of the worst UX in gaming, seeing that Ubisoft UI UX person try to rip apart Elden Ring and then just get bodied on Twitter.
Yeah.
God, like, we've brought this up before, like, nothing makes me happier than watching somebody just get bodied, just ripped apart on Twitter. Like, my previous favorite one was the guy from, was it Journey to the Savage Planet?
Maybe?
Where, like, he put, like, developer at Google in his bio or whatever.
I forgot about this.
And then tried to go after, like, Alex Navarro from Giant Bomb. And then just, dude, you want to talk about getting bodied? This is like Eddie Guerrero, followed by Kurt Angle, followed by Brock Lesnar, just doing frog splashes, just on loop. Throw RVD in there too, just like one dude jumps, lands, one dude jumps, lands, just looping it, just getting bodied. And now this is happening again, and it makes me so happy. Because this is like, I'm not a fan of cancel culture. I think we've talked about this before on the podcast. This is the type of cancel culture that I will gladly support. Just people calling people out on bullshit. Like, dude, you work at Ubisoft. You're a UX designer. Everybody hates the UX on Ubisoft games because it's just icons.
So hear me out. So I understand. But then, like, the Horizon people start joining in too. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, especially like also, I promise you, this is against someone's company code to like start publicly attacking other devs on Twitter.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
promise you, this is not in your company code.
Yeah. Like, there's definitely, especially with these kind of more modern industries, right? Like video games specifically. There are social media policies in place. Like, even the place I work at, like, we have a social media policy about what we can and can't talk about on.
Like, even I'm like vague with my job and everything. Like, that's very like, but like, especially like them, they're very publicly like attacking other studios.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's gonna get fired.
Like, I don't understand why all of them thought this was okay.
Well, and not only that, like, you got to think about, dude, this is on Twitter. Everybody's going to screen cap everything. You know, this isn't like being able to hop on even Reddit, create a throwaway, and just bash on somebody.
Right, using a public profile.
Yeah. You're using a public profile that you probably have your job description in your bio.
Which is how we know what you are.
Yeah. And then you're doing this, like, you better change that bio real quick because it's going to be X soft UI UX designer.
Yeah. No, I just had to bring it up because it was so insane. Like, I can't believe I was watching all of that. That's like it's like in college you get that slapped out of you freshman year because it's fanboy shit. Like, why is this allowed for professionals who are like senior people?
Yeah. You know what else is insane? And honestly, like, this behavior should get slapped out of entertainment in general.
I'm assuming it's the Mario Land opening in Universal theme park.
That's whatever. No, Sony buying Haven with literally nothing.
But you have the producer of Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 behind it.
Yeah, And like, I've run out of digits to count the number of, oh, this is the X, Y, or Z producer. They're starting a new studio, and they get bought up by somebody, somebody big, before they even have like design docs out. Like Haven barely had a logo out. And Sony's like, "Yup. Welcome to the crew. Oh, hey, by the way, Housemarque, I was sitting on ice for 10 years." Like, I think that's the part that drives me more nuts. Like, there's studios that these companies should be buying, and they don't, and then they'll pull something like this.
Like, there's like Sony of the last couple years, I think, has bought some good studios they've bought, right? So I think InSom made a lot of sense they bought. I think Sony buying even Blue Point, like, it's a little weirder, but it makes sense in recent times, right? Them buying Housemarque was exactly what I was going with next. Like, these studios, at least, like, I could point to, I could see why they'd buy them. There's the track record. There's them working with Sony. Like, you could kind of see a pattern of why they'd buy them, right?
Yeah.
So my understanding is Sony put seed funding into Haven. I think it's part of. I don't know if that's all their funding. My understanding is part of their funding. But like, why are they buying? Like, so in my head, what you would do if you're Sony is you should have wrote a deal that, because they're obviously working on a Sony second party game, or now it's first party game. Is you should have wrote the deal like, hey, and then we have buy rights or whatever post game launch, not pre game launch.
You don't even have a game. You can't even call it pre-game.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, in theory, the idea would be is, we're going to do this, and then we have it written so, like, we can send you an offer, or we have right of first refusal, or something, if we like your launch. Or you're doing this before there is a game.
Yeah, that's the crazier part. To me, at least. Like, I'm sure there's some people that are like, yeah, I get that money, which normally I am. Right? Like, normally that's the type of person I am, is absolutely go get the bag.
So, like, for them, go get the fucking bag.
But you haven't.
But for Sony,
yeah. Like, okay, they are a producer on the first two Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, like, and she worked on other stuff. But the point is, she hasn't released a game since then.
Right.
Like she's worked on other stuff, but my understanding is she's not been in a studio that's released a game since she left Ubisoft to go work, I think at the time, at Google, which obviously flopped. And I'm not saying this is all her fault, but I don't understand.
This is Jade Raymond, right?
Yeah, I don't understand how Jade Raymond is such a name, like, in that way. Like, she's like, sure, but like, games get canceled all the time. Not her fault the games got canceled, but it shouldn't add to your resume also. And this feels like we're adding to her resume.
Yeah, it was weird to see her rebound, right?
Like, if you just said, hey, she had running studios for a reason on her own, they got canceled, and she has to go to a new place, that's normal in the industry. That's, like, pretty normal, whatever. But we talk about it, like, every time someone grew her notoriety. Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's almost like... It's a weird example, because I think the example I'm going to bring up, they were kind of set up to fail. But it feels like Amy Hennig. Right, like,
yeah, I was gonna say
she was set up to fail.
Right.
Like,
but he meant though. I think Amy Hennig made games that mattered a lot more.
Oh, absolutely.
And she proved it. And she had a much longer career. Amy Hennig had been in the industry since the 80s. Amy Hennig like wrote game engines, like, or helped to be on teams that wrote game engines, like.
Her track record was much more pronounced.
Amy Hennig, I'm gonna be honest with you. Her Uncharted track record might be the least impressive part about her, and that says a lot about her and her skill. Like,
yeah,
like when I look at what she was on and teams she's on and all that, like when Naughty Dog, I would argue, is like a footnote in your resume that should tell you a lot about you. We still point to Jade Raymond as Assassin's Creed as not the footnote, but her entire resume.
Yeah, when one of the best games of all time is like, oh yeah,
it's a small time of your career. Like that's what it is, Amy Hennig. The Uncharted games were like 15 or 20% of her total career in the industry.
Yeah,
like
it's definitely one of those situations where it's just like it feels like, so this in a weird way feels like the kind of the crypto scams that are going on right now.
Oh Lord, yeah.
It feels like one of those where like Sony just finds a name, right? Jade Raymond, and they're like, "Shit, we got to do that."
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of things that are going to be a dumpster fire.
Go on.
Yeah, remember how there's a Perfect Dark remake going on?
So me and you were texting all this because it was so insane, the story. So let's cite the story because we're gonna be quoting like one big story here. So we're here to talk, but we're gonna talk about the Video Game Chronicles. I think that like the way Perfect, like Jesus Christ. So Perfect Dark, if you remember, is made at the Initiative, which was that quadruple A Xbox studio, right? And
yeah.
So some big stuff is basically every senior person has basically been quitting the team in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
Which you understand.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all you can say.
Like what? So Microsoft has been making some great moves recently, right? Like with the two acquisitions, and I think teams that you've seen with this, their internal teams that they spun off from nothing. I don't understand what's going on with them. So I could say this about 343. I could say this is about the Initiative. I could say this about what
was the name of what's the new Gears studio?
Yeah, I'm glad our heads are in the exact same spot. Coalition.
Yeah.
Like all these studios, I don't understand what is happening.
Also, so they've got basically like everybody that worked at the studio, and they've got the departures marked in strikeouts. Some of the people that they hired, okay, cinematics director worked on Red Dead Redemption. Okay. First one or second one, doesn't say. The person...
Either way, yeah.
Either way. Right.
Either way, I think that's still like a resume piece going.
Yeah, that's really cool. The person directly below it, their one thing... Like, they have two things. But their second thing, Metal Gear Online.
I didn't even realize it had his own team for that. Gonna be like I did actually know if I knew it was LA or whatever. But like the point is like I don't know.
Like that game is such hot garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And like EA Sports UFC. Yeah, like the first couple were okay. Like nothing crazy. Speaking of the Coalition, somebody from the Coalition works there. Jurassic World movie. Okay. Nexon. Alright. Yeah. There's some shit in this, and it's like, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the studio was set up to fail.
But it just totally feels like it.
Like, it didn't seem like when they created the studio, it wasn't set up to fail in the same way that Amy Hennig's stuff was clearly set up to fail. Like, they didn't want to let her, like, they wanted Hennig to pump out a game as soon as she started. Meanwhile, like, she was taking the creative process to create something that she wanted to, and that entails a lot of times killing stuff off and starting anew.
Right, which is totally normal. Like that's again, this is why I think they're different cases.
Yeah. Whereas from the sounds of it, like maybe the Initiative wants to start anew, and as a result, they just can't figure it out.
There's so many things, like, yeah.
Like, here's a good quote to kind of put it into perspective, right? Like, former studio head and director at Crystal Dynamics, two different people, wanted to make games the way that they always had with a top-down direction, while many initiative employees were expecting a more bottom-up approach. You're never going to get shit done.
Mm?
If the employees are thinking, oh, like, bottom-up, that's the way we are planning on working, and then leadership is like, no, we're doing top-down, yeah, you're just going to have everyone button heads. And so nothing's going to get done. I think it was very telling when last September they brought CD in to help with this game.
Which also, Crystal Dynamics is another studio. I'm not quite fully sure what's happening.
Yeah,
but yes.
But still, they're an operational studio.
Sure.
They have a way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Initiative has a way. I have a feeling Initiative is going to be sunsetted and
just merged into the rest of Microsoft.
Merged into Microsoft, and Crystal Dynamics might be the next target for Xbox.
Mm-hmm. I'd be curious if Crystal Dynamics just gets bought out from under Square. Like, not under, but like kind of in a transfer deal.
Well, Square clearly doesn't care about CD because all of the Tomb Raider games to them were failures, even though they were selling very well.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Next news story. We kind of jumped stuff. The thing I want to touch, we could skip Mario. I want to talk about how, speaking of studios that I don't understand. So, obviously, as people who I think have been paying attention know that there's big problems going on at Quantic Dream. And the rumor is that Quantic Dream is we know they're doing the Star Wars Eclipse game. The current rumor is that they have such a hard time hiring at that studio that the game will not come out. Listen to this. Until 2027 is the current target date internally in the studio for Star Wars Eclipse.
Here's a better question. What comes out first? Star Citizen or Star Wars Eclipse?
I don't know.
Like, what's going to hit 1.0 first? Actually, we might be able to toss Eve on. Hit 1.0, maybe it has.
No, let's even throw one in there. GTA 6.
Oh, GTA 6 will be out before 7. So, like, that's a guarantee that GTA is going to be out before.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's why I didn't even consider it. Rockstar knows what they're doing, and they know that a 10-year gap is not good for them. Which 2027 would be 9 years from Red Dead 2. So, for them to have that big of a gap, and for it to only basically be GTA Online, there's no way. Like, GTA Online, as it stands right now, GTA Online cannot support another decade of content. So, the next GTA will be out. That's no question. Whether or not Star Citizen ever hits 1.0, that's a better question.
That's a big question. But yeah. And there's any other big stories since we've been going for a hot minute here. I think the story that I want to end with, make sure we don't miss any others I think matter. Yeah, I think the one I want to end with is the last story on our docket, AJ. Which is, so Reggie Fils-Aimé used to be Nintendo president. He, once he retired, went to go do businessy stuff because he's actually his background in business. And one of the things he did was went on the board of GameStop. And what's interesting is he did an interview, and one of the things is he explained why he left, because he actually stepped down on the board very recently. And what I appreciate is that he's basically being like, yeah, GameStop has no plan to survive. It's kind of like the context to this.
Yeah, the funny part is like part of the reason why GameStop was the target of the meme stock was Ryan Cohen. Right? The guy who founded Chewy. He became the CEO at GameStop.
So part of it was he brought in like a new board to just kind of like help manage the company.
Yeah. And the
and, like,
fact,
and like bringing in ex-president of Nintendo America, like at least this like makes sense. Like it felt like a good business move at the time, and I was kind of like, huh.
You bring not only is he like obviously former Nintendo of America, you bring in a guy that has history in business.
History in business, he has massive respect in the industry, and like if you're trying to get deals, like a good way to do it is if people respect you.
Yeah, like you bring in, I don't know, Sony.
This would be like in a weird world, like if this was a different time period, and you brought in Phil Spencer, right? If this GameStop 10 years from now, like it'd be that. Like there are certain people that no matter where they are in the industry have respect on from every council. Like there's people who just have certain type of respect, and Reggie Fils-Aimé is one of these people. So
yeah, like if they sat Sony down in a board meeting,
like Sony would give them the time of day. They still might not sign a deal because it's not good for them if it's not, but like they would give them the time of day. I promise you, Reggie Fils-Aimé called Herman Holst, like he would give him the time of day. Like he would give him the time of day.
Holst would go just to like respect Reggie.
Right. Doesn't mean he would take the deal. He would give him the time of day, and that's part of what you need when you're a company like GameStop right now. Is you need game companies to give you the time of day.
Yeah. And the fact that Cohen and the rest of the board were like, "Nah, son, we're good." Like
GameStop.
Do you understand? Clearly, they don't. Like, you were given a silver platter on a silver platter, and you're gonna throw it in the trash, which is what they did. Like, I thought there was some hope for GameStop. Like bringing in the guy that revolutionized,
Yeah, because Reggie is definitely one of the people who I'd say helped save Nintendo post the year. Like he's been through a lot.
Yeah,
and like he at least has some of business acronym.
Yeah, I had hope with bringing in Cohen. Like, okay, they're gonna realize maybe we don't need all these. All these brick and mortars.
Or if we do make them a hangout. One of the things I liked was they were trying to make them a hangout space. Like, there are things there I actually thought were good ideas.
Yeah, like they were trying to be
the game hangout store.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of revolutionary. And then you have somebody joins your board that has all the connections. And I mean all the connections. Reggie has Rolodex to figure out where somebody's name is on a different Rolodex. Like, the fact that you're just gonna go, nah, son.
We good.
We're gonna make Street Pass zones when the Switch can't Street Pass. Which is basically kind of what they...
And my understanding is, for a while, so you and I played up Pokemon, you might know this. So Pokemon, has special Pokemon they releases sometimes. And the reason that really helped GameStop foot traffic is GameStop used to be to, get these certain Pokemon during the time period. You just had to step foot in a GameStop, and then you'd, turn on your 3DS or whatever and get the certain Pokemon. Yeah. My understanding is Reggie Fils-Aimé was part of the reason for those deals. That's what GameStop needed, is those types of deals of, especially with, you have Switch and Pokemon, you can do the same thing again. You get reasons, get people in your stores that you partner with game companies on.
God, Fils-Aimé has the perfect quote. Said Cohen and the team around him don't know this business, don't understand the players.
Is it to Reggie?
Reggie said that, yeah. God damn, that is knife through back. Yeah.
So yeah. On that note, should GameStop once the memes are done?
The follow-up story: GameStop loses $381 million last year. Will look to NFTs and crypto for success in the future.
Strange. Don't know.
Really?
But on that note, let's wrap the show up like we always do with some games. I totally forgot to update this, so we're gonna update it with me. Tiny Tina comes out the day this comes out. Crusader King comes out next week on the 29th. On April 5th, you'll get Lego Star Wars, and I still have listed there because I think it's funny that Starfield is still November 11th for 11/11/22 on the 11th anniversary of Skyrim. As we said before, our movie of the month will be the whatever the fuck the Nicolas Cage movie is called.
The Immeasurable Weight of Massive Talent or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. If it stars Nicolas Cage and it comes out in April, I want to say like beginning and middle.
Month, I think.
Yeah. Then that is the movie we are watching for April's Movie Club to get us some Pedro Pascal, to get us some Nicolas Cage, and to get us a grand old fucking time. As we said, I'm Mike. That over there is AJ. This was the SWW Show. Keep an eye out on our socials for us launching this Patreon some actual day soon now. My guess it will be something like patreon.com/SWW, but stay tuned for that actual link. I believe that is everything. AJ, do you have anything else to say to these fine, lovely people besides to check out our weekly Twitch streams?
No, I like how you have on here odds Starfield launches on November 11th. It will absolutely launch. That game will come out on the 11th. Now, whether or not you actually want to play the game on the 11th, that's a better question.
I'm glad you're thinking here.
You shouldn't have odds it hits. You should have odds it works.
Odds it launches without crashing for more than 30 minutes to the average player.
Oh, absolutely zero. No. They always have that issue.
But yeah, we will catch you guys soon enough.
Goodbye, everyone.
This podcast was a production of the SWW Show. To learn more, go to theswwshow.com. Remember, you can follow the show on Twitter at the SWW Show. You can follow me at Mikey_Maroney. You can follow AJ at LowSeatBoy. Remember, new episodes premiere on Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time on anchor.fm/SWW and podcast services around the globe.